Commissioner Barnett.
We're going to go ahead and take our roll. Thank you.
Commissioner Barnett.
Here.
Commissioner Baxter.
Here.
Commissioner Bernard.
Here.
Commissioner Marino.
Here.
Vice Mayor Sachs. Mayor Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner Woodward. Here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We are going to, our invocation and pledge of allegiance is going to be by Commissioner Bernard this morning. If you're able to, please rise.
Dear God, bless this meeting convened in goodwill for the benefit of those we serve. Give us the strength to overcome the obstacles we shall surely meet and the wisdom to make good use of the opportunities we shall surely find. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, all right. Good morning. Let's see. Before we get started, I want to recognize we have the mayor of Atlantis, Mayor Kalbach, is with us this morning. Thank you for joining us. All right. Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to our agenda this morning?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board, there are no additions, deletions, or substitutions this morning.
All right. Looking for a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. We have a motion from Commissioner Marino, a second by the Vice Mayor. Seeing no discussion, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Okay, moving on to our consent agenda. Is there anybody who'd like to pull any item from the consent agenda this morning? Not seeing any lights.
Make a motion, we accept the consent agenda.
We have a motion by Commissioner Marino and a second by Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Moving on, public hearings, page 64. Yes. Do we have a motion to receive and file?
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Marino. And second by the Vice Mayor, but we do not have any public hearings this morning, so I guess we don't need a vote on that. All right. You guys taking it easy on us today.
Every once in a while.
Okay, we're moving on to airports, on our regular agenda, item 5A1. Does anybody need a presentation on this item?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve item 5A1, 5A1A and B.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bernard to approve item 5A1A and B. A second by the Vice Mayor. And we have a question by Commissioner Marino.
Thank you. During agenda review yesterday, we talked about the striping that's under 5A1 and then the striping that's under 5A3. Can you just give us a little clarification?
So 5A1 is a maintenance contract just to do routine maintenance on all of our airfields at the Ford County airports. It'll include things like pressure cleaning the markings, restriping the markings. The 5A3 item is a big central airfield project, so as part of that project, they will damage markings. So they'll restore any markings that are damaged or that need to be replaced. We do have at least one marking that doesn't meet FAA standards, so we're required to replace it.
Thank you, that's all.
All right. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? This motion carries 7-0. Okay, moving on. This is airports as well, item 5A2. Would anybody need a presentation on this item? No. We have one card on this item. That would be...
Mayor, would you like to come up and speak, please?
Actually, we usually do presentation before, but.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mayor Weiss and members of the commission. My name is Alan Kalbach. I'm mayor of the city of Atlantis. and I'm here to speak in support of this item that's before you. On behalf of the City of Atlantis and the inter-community group of neighboring communities by Lantana Airport, I want to express our appreciation for the continued support and help of the Commission in addressing many of the issues that we've raised as communities. I want to particularly thank Mayor Weiss and Director Beebe for their efforts in working with us to consider our concerns and weave it into the item that is before you this morning. The FAA mandated lifting of the jet ban at Lantana Airport and the historical level of accidents at Lantana has significantly raised the level of concern of LNA neighboring communities. As the FAA refused to undertake a safety analysis of the impact of forcing jets into Lantana Airport, the county's leadership on this issue is critical to the health and safety of neighboring residents. Also, given the introduction of jets and the increased level of activity, both in general aviation and flight training for helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft, it is very important that the ALP, the airport layout plan, and the master plan, which is based on that airport layout plan, be updated. And what's before you this morning will help in that regard. So we're most appreciative and thank you for your consideration of favorably considering this request. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's the only card. Are there any further items, discussion? Seeing none. Do we have a motion? Do we have a motion on this item? Sorry.
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Baxter and a second by Commissioner Bernard. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0. Good. And on to our next airport item. You're in for a trifecta today. We have item 5A3. Does anyone need a presentation on this item? Not seeing any need for a presentation. Would somebody like to make a motion on 5A3, A, B, and C?
Motion to approve item 5A3, A, B, and C.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bernard, a second by Commissioner Marino to approve item 5A3, A, B, and C. No further discussion. All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Maybe, is this an omen for the Triple Crown now? All right. Moving on to item 5B1, Facilities Development and Operations. Does anyone need a presentation on this item?
Mayor, I'll make a motion. That
We have a motion.
motion to adopt and approve items B1A and B.
So
Second.
we have a motion by Commissioner Marino on 5B1A and B.
A second.
And a second by the Vice Mayor. All in favor?
We need 5 commissioners, yeah.
All opposed? That motion carries 7-0, and I should have noted this conveyance requires an approval of a supermajority by at least 5 commissioners, which we did achieve. So, all right, moving on to item 5B2, and this is to purchase some property. Does anyone need a presentation on this item? No. Not seeing one. Okay. Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Thank you. So no one wants to, I'll make the motion then, that we approve B2, A, B, C, and D.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Marino to approve item 5B2, A, B, C, and D. We have a second? Yes. We have a second by the Vice Mayor. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed. That motion carries 7-0. Thank you. And moving on to item 5B3.
And I'm happy to make a motion to approve item 5B2.
5B3 or?
5B2. Oh, I'm sorry, 5B3.
Yeah, we did B2. Yep. Thank you, though. Okay, so we're on 5B3. This is to approve a host shelter contract with the City of Green Acres. All right, and we have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Commissioner Baxter. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. And finally, we're moving on to item 5C1, and we are going to be getting a presentation.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, and Administrator Baker, I'm happy to bring forward the initial management plan for the Loxahatchee Slough natural area. And we've got Allison Spall from staff here to provide a very brief presentation. We'll go very quickly through this.
In the center of the screen, you will see the Loxahatchee Slough Natural Area in red, which is located in the northeastern portion of the county within the city of Palm Beach Gardens. This is the largest county natural area with 13,010 acres. Acquisitions for the site began in 1996 and continued through 2021. The county owns approximately 12,750 acres, and we lease 260 acres. Major historical impacts to the site drained the slough and disrupted the ecosystem. This allowed for invasive exotic plants to colonize in these disturbed areas. Site restoration began in 2003 and is ongoing. Restoration activities include removal of interior berms, ditch backfilling, construction of culverts and a water control structure, and invasive non-native vegetation removal. The natural area offers a variety of public use facilities to the public, which include a main parking lot off of Beeline Highway and provides access to approximately 3.5 miles of trails, an observation tower, fishing pier, wildlife observation platform, picnic table, and primitive restrooms. An additional parking lot is located at the Canoe Kayak Launch on PGA Boulevard. Going forward at this site, no additional public use facilities are proposed. Exotic plant and animal control programs will continue. Fuel reduction and prescribed fire programs will continue. Outreach events will continue. Monitoring of listed plant and animal species will continue. And facilitating research will continue. And we can take any questions you might have.
No, but I'll make some comments.
Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Thank you. It seems we're doing a lot up in the north end of the county. Thank you very much. I mean, I know that with the environmental bond from 1999, a lot of money was spent in the north end of the county, this being part of it, Palmar being part of it. And if the rest of the commissioners have not taken a tour yet, you need to do that. It's a wonderful area, but I do want to witness a prescribed burn one of these days.
Okay.
And I don't have any questions. I just wanted to say thank you. But COVID, and an interesting observation, thank God we have areas like this, because during COVID, we were busy. We restriped so that people were walking in and walking out, not crossing paths. But people rediscovered these areas that we have. So I just want to say thank you. And with that, I will make a motion to approve 5C1.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Commissioner Barnett. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, that motion carries 6-0, noting that Vice Mayor Sachs is off the dais.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the great presentation. All right. Moving on to board appointments.
Quickest defeatist meetings on record.
Okay, and why don't we start? We'll start with Commissioner Baxter this morning.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to appoint Steve Wallace to the Sports Commission.
Do we need to take a vote on board appointments, or they just make the appointments?
I did not name, and I believe that for commission district appointments, no vote is required.
Okay, so
Steve Wallace is the name.
Steve Wallace. All right, thank you. Commissioner Bernard, do you have any appointments this morning?
None, Mr. Mayor.
Vice Mayor, do you have any appointments this morning? None. Okay. Commissioner Marino, do you have any appointments?
Not at this time, thank you.
Commissioner Woodward, do you have any appointments this morning?
Yes, I would like to appoint Imran Siddiqui to the FAU Research and Development Authority.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you. Anything else?
Imran Siddiqui. I'll send you the spelling.
And Commissioner Barnett, do you have any appointments this morning?
I have no appointments. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, and I do not have any appointments this morning. Okay, moving on to administration comments.
Mayor, members of the board, I'd like to ask your ratification of an off-site proclamation recognizing the Urban League of Palm Beach County for their 50th anniversary gala, which was held last Saturday. This is unusual for us to do this, but once they asked Commissioner Bernard, who represented the board, to do it, there were no more meetings that I could add this on to. And so I didn't think the board wanted to miss this opportunity.
Okay, so there's a request for ratification. We have a motion by Commissioner Bernard, and we have a second by Commissioner Baxter. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0.
And my last item, I am requesting ratification of Emmanuel J. Perry as the Tourist Development Executive Director. Mr. Perry has been working in that area has been working for the county for at least 5 years. He's been in TDC for right around 3 years, but before that worked with Housing and Economic Development, has a thorough understanding of contracts and finance, administration, which is critical for this particular position. We contract with 4 other entities to handle the marketing and sales of our county, along with sports, culture, and film. He has been working with them since being there, and prior to coming to the county, he was operations manager for FedEx with over 5,000 employees with 6 years. So I did send his resume to you, and so I'm asking for your ratification for that appointment.
Thank you. Vice Mayor, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I really support Ms. Baker's recommendation for Mr. Perry. I've seen him in action in the Tourist Development Council meetings. He's always very professional. He is well prepared. This is not an easy group. You've got folks from representing the tourist industry of Palm Beach County, and we've got some real strong personalities there. But Mr. Perry is able to corral the cats, so to speak, and but I think what is most important is that he runs the meetings in a very professional way and always very well prepared. So I thank you, Ms. Baker, for bringing forth this recommendation. It's heartily supported.
So is that, are you making a motion to ratify Mr. Perry?
That's a long way of saying I move that we accept Mr. Perry as administrative for the Tourist Development Council.
Thank you, and we have a second by Commissioner Bernard. Is there any further discussion about this? Seeing, well, thank you. That's all right. It's all a team. Okay, so with that in mind, all those in favor, any opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Mr. Perry, would you like to be recognized? You have some comments you'd like to make.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, and Madam Baker. It is both an honor and a privilege to be able to serve this county as the Executive Director of the Tourist Development Council. It was always a dream to graduate from Florida A&M University and come home to be able to serve this community, and that dream has come true. I would like to take this time to acknowledge the tourist development staff for their dedication and hard work. Ms. Joan Hutchison, Ms. Vanette Uyut, Ms. Patricia Ramirez, as well as our partnering agencies, Discover the Palm Beaches, Cultural Council for Palm Beach County, Palm Beach County Film and Television Commission, Palm Beach County Sports Convention, and the Convention Center. They've been more than supportive throughout this transition, and I look forward to the continued growth and partnership that we have as a team. Through both strategic planning and partnership, I commit to making the Palm Beaches America's favorite destination. Again, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
And I'd like to thank the board for your support.
So duly noted. All right, moving on, County Attorney, no comments. All right, we will be moving into Commissioner comments. So I would, we'll start this morning on my left, so Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to request permission from the board for a certificate of recognition for Tyndall Dickinson for earning the Burt Reynolds Scholarship and first place at the Palm Beaches Student Showcase for Films for Homeroom. A certificate also of recognition for Isabella Pena for winning first place at the Palm Beaches Student Showcase of Films for It's Not What You Wear, both in District 3. Thank you.
All right. So we have a motion for a request for certificates by Commissioner Barnett. We have a second by Commissioner Baxter. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0. And any other comments this morning, sir?
No further comments, thank you.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would like to I introduced him to most of you this morning. We have a student visiting with us. Tanmay Mahani is here. If it's okay, I'd read a brief bio written by him. Tanmay Mahani is a sophomore at Suncoast Community High School in the Math, Science, and Engineering program. He is heavily involved in extracurriculars and holds several leadership positions academically. For example, he is currently the debate captain at Suncoast High. He has won various local congressional debate tournaments across Palm Beach County and qualified for the National Catholic Forensic League competition in Louisville, Kentucky. Along with this, he is a state finalist for Florida Business Leaders of America in public speaking. His goal today is to achieve great exposure to how the local government makes decisions, makes policy on the local level, and establishes communication within the community effectively. And I will say this is the shortest meeting that I've had in my short tenure. So we'll have some time to do a little touring and stuff later. And if he would like to have a picture with all of us at the end, if that's okay.
I think we can make that happen. Mr. Mahani, would you have any comments you'd like to make this morning? Since you're here. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but after hearing you won all those awards for speaking.
Hi, I'd just like to say I'd like to thank everyone for the opportunity that is presented for me here today. I want to thank Commissioner Woodward for her amazing kindness and what she brings towards Palm Beach County, and especially everyone here. You guys make the county way greater than it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us today. All right. Commissioner Murray, or is there anything else, Commissioner Woodward? Okay. Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Thank you. I want to give a shout out. I know we did a brief shout out last meeting for all those that helped during the tornado. And, you know, it's hard when you have an area that is not declared an emergency because it is so small. But I've been asked who did help. So a list was put together for me, and I'd like to actually read it into the record because I want people to know that there are agencies out there that are helping us. American Red Cross, Catholic Charities, Florida Power and Light, Juno Beach Police Department, the National Weather Service, North Palm Beach, the Village Manager, the Building Department, Fire Rescue Department, Police Department, Palm Beach Gardens, City Manager, Fire Rescue Department, Police Department, Public Works Department, Palm Beach County, Administration, Building Division, Commissioner Marino's Office, Emergency Management Division, Fire Rescue Department, Information Support Services, GIS Division, Road and Bridge, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, the State of Florida Emergency Management Division, and Florida Fish and Wildlife. So thank you all for doing that. And, you know, it's interesting when it's such a small event, but the people that have been affected, it's not small to them. And I know that, you know, one of the biggest things is roof tiles were projectiles. Interesting thing for them. And when you drove through some of the areas, you saw just the damage to the cars and the windows. And the impact of that is all those folks have deductibles in order to repair those cars. And we had agencies that were covering the deductibles. So there are people out there that are helping, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Well, very kind. I mean, thank you for sharing that. And we're very fortunate. All right, moving on, District 7, Commissioner Bernard.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to request an off-site proclamation declaring May 2023 as Haitian American Heritage Month.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bernard, a second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to also request an off-site certificate of recognition to Mayor Keith James, Winston McIntosh, and Precious Clark.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bernard and a second by Commissioner Baxter. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, all opposed, that motion also carries 7-0.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Thursday, the 18th, is Haitian Flag Day, so I want to wish our residents a happy Haitian Flag Day on the 18th. My Chief of Staff, Wilnita Emmanuel, her birthday is May 17th, and I'm told not to go back upstairs if I don't recognize. No, I'm just joking. No, but want to wish her a happy birthday. And finally, on a sadder note, I'd like to extend my deepest condolences to Richard Rouse and Dawn Wynn on the passing of their son. Want to wish our residents to please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baxter, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple things. I wanted to also recognize my staff member, Joe, whose birthday was on May 14th, and tell him a good happy birthday. Also, if we could, I would like to, it was brought to my attention on June 16th that we have a meeting that starts at 6 p.m. And as most of you know, I have very small children. So is there any way or any movement we could potentially have that either at 4 p.m. or 2 p.m.?
This is the budget meeting, I think.
Yeah, it's on June 13th, 6 o'clock, and this is the budget meeting with the board.
Is it required to be at 6?
It is not legally required. Our prior board set the policy to have this workshop in the evening.
Does anyone mind having it at 4? Okay. So thank you.
Okay. Can we make that adjustment?
So I will make note of that, and we'll make the appropriate advertisement that the meeting will be held at 4 p.m. as opposed to 6.
Okay. All right. All right. Anything else? Okay. Vice Mayor, you're recognized.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I'd like to have verbal approval for an off-site proclamation on June 1st, declaring June 5th, 2023 as HIV Long-Term Survivor Awareness Day in Palm Beach County.
And
Also, do we need a?
you can do them together.
Okay. And doing them together, we're going to do a proclamation declaring May 20th to the 26th as National Safe Boating Week
In Palm Beach County.
in Palm Beach County.
Thank you. And this is on behalf of District 2. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
You're welcome.
And we have a second by Commissioner Bernard. All in favor, all opposed, that motion carries 7-0. Thank you very much.
I do have one comment, if I may, at this time. And we have been talking about art in public places. And I had a wonderful conversation with Isami, who's here today. And we are moving forward with Isami's office's help in putting children's pictures as well as professional pictures and possibly sculptures from the museum in Boca Raton. And if you have any museums or groups in your district, please contact Isami's office, because what we want to do is we want to make these white walls vibrant with color. The Tourist Development Council also reaches out to diversity in art expressing the creativity of the people here in Palm Beach County. So if anybody knows anyone in your district or anyplace else that would like to contribute to making these walls just shine with color, contact Isame. We've been working on it, and we're closing the gaps on some of the art. So I look forward to going down to the second floor and seeing some beautiful art. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. All right. I just, for my comments this morning, first off, I want to extend a deep gratitude to Channel 20 and to my staff member, Virginia Savietto. On last Friday morning, we held a roundtable with a very esteemed panel on anti-Semitism and hate in Palm Beach County. That event was held at Don Ramon's Restaurant in West Palm Beach. The setup that Channel 20 put together was absolutely amazing in their ability to record it. The roundtable was done entirely in Spanish, except for my opening remarks in English, other than Buenos Dias, which I do know. But I want to say it was also live streamed by Carlos Mejeca from, I want to say Channel 12. Within the first hour, over 13,000 people viewed the discussion in Spanish. So there clearly was an appetite in our community to get a better understanding of anti-Semitism and hate speech in Palm Beach County by our Spanish-speaking community. So I just very grateful for everybody. And then this past, also on Friday, I attended a Joint Water Resources Task Force as your member, a representative with Broward County and their Water Advisory Board. What I can tell you is that Broward has a need, a substantial need for federal assistance in helping them deal with stormwater issues that they have down there in their system. I think at some point, probably looking to ask this board to send a letter in support on their behalf to our congressional delegation, because they are already experiencing significant impacts. And then what we saw just a few weeks ago with the flooding that happened down there, and that impact to us economically with the shutdown of their fuel terminal. We saw within a couple of days the impact of Palm Beach County and really all of South Florida. So we are tied very closely to them, and as we know, water knows no bounds. It doesn't understand political subdivisions or boundaries, and they are an important partner of ours. So just wanted to share that with you all this morning. But with that, I have nothing else. Is there anything for the good of the order, or we can adjourn this meeting at 10:04.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. You're going to get a picture.
Yes. We can take lots of pictures. We got all this time.